As presidential hopefuls aspire to win the approval of young voters, they're turning to digital media to get their messages across. So joining us now to discuss this trend is Ed Begg, personal tech columnist at USA Today. Ed, thanks for joining us today in studio.
Yes, good to be here.
So according to some estimates, candidates are going to spend somewhere as much as 4 times as much on digital media ads this time around versus 2012. What's different? Who are they targeting?
Well, that's not surprising, first of all. What's different, just mobile is everything, digital is everything. I mean, we've certainly seen that over the past several years. I mean, 4 years ago, Snapchat, you know, I think they were around, but people certainly didn't know them like they know them today. It's just continuing to evolve. And who are they targeting? Young people. I mean, that's who's using a lot of this stuff. And, you know, you want the young voters, get them early, and hopefully you get a loyal voter through the years. Of course, that's fast forwarding to a place where, who knows, we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, and you mentioned Snapchat. One of Snapchat's new political ads is in filter form, and so that means that a user can put a decal on a picture which reflects how they feel. So in this case, it's the Iran deal, and to explain that ad a little bit more, let's dig into what exactly they're doing.
Yeah, they did this thing in Ohio before the debate where they had a filter, basically framed your image, and it said, you know, how I feel about the bad Iran deal or something, and the idea was if you agreed with that, you'd actually have you'd see my mug with this thing around me, and I'd share it, and you know, suddenly I'm effectively doing the ad. This was actually done not by Snapchat, but by a third-party conservative group. So obviously they had an agenda. But it's an interesting use of the medium, and I suspect we'll see more kinds of experiments like this.
Yeah, it almost feels more like native advertising, but for political purposes.
Exactly, exactly. You know, it's interesting. I think Wired called it evil genius, and it's a good way to describe it. But there's some risk here, I think.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because what do you think some of the risks are of running these types of political ads on social media platforms?
Certainly one of the obvious ones would be a backlash. You know, if you don't agree with the political point, you know, what if you're for the Iran deal, you see this, and, you know, your friend suddenly is you know, it raises some questions about how it's policed. You know, is Snapchat just going to take money from everybody who's doing an ad? Maybe tomorrow we see an ad where, guess what, I'm in favor of that deal. So there's always that kind of risk when you try something new.
And with more traditional advertisements, that can obviously be very expensive. You're running commercials on television, et cetera. How much are the folks going to be spending on these types of advertisements?
I don't know the exact numbers, but my guess is it's not going to be that much initially till we see what kind of traction, you know, these ads really have. But you know, again, I think people are always looking for that next angle, and this seems to be an interesting one to watch.
Certainly. Well, Ed Begg, thanks for joining us today. Thank you for watching. I'm Morgan Brennan. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Dowdy from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Kramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.